Okay, we're going to go over how to get some basic climate data for two different locations from the NASA Power Data Access Viewer. This will be useful in understanding comparative climate. So first, let's look at Dixon. Look at Dixon, New Mexico. We can do a search, right? And what we're going to want to do is click in the location we want. We know this is where the winery is. I'll drop that little orange pin, and then we click on single point. And that's basically going to give us the data that it has around this single point. So for community, you're going to select agroclimatology. For temporal level, let's get monthly and annual information. For the time extent, let's start in 2020 and let's go to 2024 because the data for 2025 is not yet complete. And then for parameters, this is where you have to look at the assignment and see what are the suggested ones and also see what you might be interested in. So let's definitely get the temperature at 2 meters. Let's get the maximum and minimum temperatures. These are daily average temperatures. Let's get specific humidity, um, average precipitation, and uh, that's good. Let's start there. So once you've selected these things, right, the format you want to select is CSV, which stands for comma separated value. Click submit. Um, So it's going to give you right, it's going to give you a comma separated data file. Let's call this Dixon data, save. And then let's like keep all of these options, but let's find a different place. Now, a place that I used to live for a little bit and whose wine I love is in Krems on der Donau. It's in Austria. Can click there. Um, and I happen to know that the Krems City Winery has a vineyard location that is like approximately here. So I'm going to click there, right? That resets our location. All of these other things remain the same. So as long as you've sort of done this in this order, you're not going to have to go and reselect to get all the same parameters. So we can just click submit. All right, and let's call this Krems data. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we need to get it into like Excel, or I like to use Google Sheets just because that's what I've been using lately. And in order to do that, we just have to do a quick bit of cleanup. So the first thing you got to do is open it up and say all files and go to your dixondata.csv. And you can see here's all your data. It's just in comma separated value, meaning like every cell in your Excel sheet is separated by a comma and every row is a new line. And the ones that are T2M, that's the temperature, right? So it's the temperature for 2021 on a monthly basis. So this header tells you what's in there, but the software has a problem with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a Control X on it. I'm going to open up another notepad and I'm just going to save it here. We'll call it data info, right? And then I'm going to go back here, just delete that first line and just hit save. And I can open up again, you have to set this to all files. The crems data, it's the one we just did, and I can just delete the header because it's the same stuff. Hit save. Um, okay, so I'm now going to open up, uh, I'm now going to open up um, uh, Google Docs. Let's get a new file. Um, and actually, one thing you could do is you could say open, and you could say upload, and you could say browse. And let's get the dixondata.csv. And it should understand what it's looking at and just bring it in, which it did. Um, we're going to go right here and we're going to say insert. Sorry, nope, we're not. We're going to say file import, upload, browse, and cremsdata.csv. And we're going to say replace data at selected cell because you can see the cell I selected is right there. Right? It's sort of like the next cell in the sequence, import data. Right? And you can check and you can see that this lines up, right? Because we got all of the data is in the same format, right? So we can delete that row. Oops, what did I do? Delete row. Now there's a few things here. One is if you ever see the value like 999 in some of this data, it means that there's not actually information there. And so you should delete the 199 and just leave it blank. That's why we don't have that problem because we only did through 2024 and I knew that the data for 2025 was incomplete. But if you see 999 where something else makes sense, that might be the reason. The other thing is if we go back here to our data info, you'll see that a lot of the temperature data is in Celsius and we're going to convert it to Fahrenheit. So, and then what we should also do is maybe put these sort of text so that we don't have to remember what T2M means. So let's do all that. So the first thing I want to do, right, I'm going to select all of these and click this little funnel thing. Um, and that lets you do certain like really useful stuff. Like if you clear this, we can say T2M. We can just check that, and then it's only showing us the T2M. Insert left. Right. So let's call this label. So if we go back here, right, T2M, that's this. Oops. And then we can copy that down for everything. And so if we go back here and we say select all, you'll see now, we see everything again, right? And you can go back and you can do that for the T2M, for all of them. So you have this filled for all of them. Actually, you can also do this. If you unclick that and click it again, now you can filter using the label as well. Um, So that's one thing. Another thing, I like to set this to Arial. Let's maybe set that down. Let's just format this so we can see it a little bit better. There we go. Okay. Now, really quick, right? Let's sort this where that's relative humidity, those are temperature, right? So now we just have the temperature ones. Um, and let's copy the years on these just over here. And then if you say equal convert and you click in that cell, comma, C for Celsius, comma, F for Fahrenheit, right? It's now converting that temperature to Fahrenheit. And you could do that for all of these. Now note, right, I excluded like things like relative humidity, right? Because we don't, relative humidity is a percentage, so that's fine, right? Okay, cool. So if we say copy, paste, oops, let's do this down here, copy, paste. What it's doing, it's pasting the formula. So now it's using February, right? Go down all the way over here. ANN, that's annual, right? So now it's copying the formula to all of these. Boom, cool. So the last thing we want to do, right? Let's this, and this is a little bit tricky. We're going to take this and we're going to say copy, and we're going to come back here, click in the first cell. We're going to say edit, paste special values only. So now instead of pasting the formula over here, it's pasting the results of the formula. Right, so now all of these things are Fahrenheit, and you can see these numbers got weird because now it's trying to take something that's in Fahrenheit and converting it to Fahrenheit again. But we can just go and we can delete those columns, right? And so now, right, all of our stuff that was in Celsius is now in Fahrenheit. Um, so we would probably want to go and change all the labels. And again, I'm not doing it because I'm trying to be quick here, but you can go and you can set up all of these labels. Um, and then now that you have this data, right, you have like this is the average daily temperature in January of 2020 for, oh, we forgot to do one very important thing. Very important thing that we forgot to do. I should have done this before. If you remember all of this information up here, that's for Dixon. And all of this information is for Krems. I should have done this as the first thing. And when you do this, you should do this as the first thing so that there's no chance that you're getting your data confused. So now that you have this, right, you can manipulate it in all sorts of ways. You can make bar graphs. You can use Excel or Sheets to do that. You can do it by hand. You can feed it into Grasshopper, whatever you want to do. Maybe we'll look at that in another tutorial. But this is how you get your basic data, where you can say relative humidity in 2020, on a daily average for January, February, et cetera, for Dixon is this. And for Krems, right, the same information is this, right? So you can see 64% in Dixon in January, Krems, 90.74%, much more humid. So there you go. Hopefully that gets you started.